Okay, guys, so I've been talking about how to make the most of your Outlook or your Google Calendar or your iCal or whatever it is, whatever tool you're using to manage your time, right? Even if you are analog and write things down. I want to share with you this particular secret because this has to do with the 80-20 rule. How many of you guys have ever heard of the 80-20 rule? If you have been in any sort of situations or worked in any corporation where, there was some time management training or coaching or guidance, someone's always 80-20 rule, 80-20 rule. Well, 80-20 rule basically says 80% of results come from 20% of your actions. And if you're in sales, it's always like, 20% of your customers are giving you 80% of your revenue. Make sure you're focusing on the 20%. And if you notice any cynicism any cynicism in my tone here, it's on purpose because I think there's some parts of it that I'm a little suspicious of. And here's why. So the time management 80-20 rule is actually a hidden source of stress. And it's for machines and projects, not humans who want meaningful lives. Now, I know that's contrarian for some of you. Hey, listen, if you live according to the 80-20 rule, and if you owe your life to the 80-20 rule, listen, maybe what I'm going to say after this isn't for you, right? So this is the part where you can click away and, just go about life. But for those of you who've had some suspicions that this whole grind culture and this whole 80-20 rule thing, there's something not whole, not complete about this doctrine, then stick around. I want to share with you some other things as well regarding why I think this is a hidden source of stress and why I think it's for machines and projects and not humans who want meaningful lives. So that's the secret. You got to kick to the curb this 80-20 rule, right? So let me share with you something real quick as far as how Americans are using how Americans are using their time. So if you're someone watching this, based on the demographics of my analysis, you are somewhere between 25 to 54, right? Even if you're over 54, some of this, and you're working, right? This relates to you. So let's take a look at this, okay? So we got a certain amount of hours that are spent sleeping, right? 8 hours of sleep is a standard, sort of optimal health practice. You're going to be working anywhere from 8 to 9 or 10 hours. And if you include even commuting time, right, and time answering, emails and messages, it's probably, again, 9, 10 hours a week that you're working. Leisurely sports is a third category. Household activities, clearing out the garage, cleaning up areas after the kids or after yourself, eating and drinking, right? Fifth area, caring for other people. Sixth area. And this seventh area, I had a plus in here because there are other things that are in others. Right? I mean, like life isn't just in these 7 categories. There's like a blend of how all these things come together. So I said in this 7th area, there's like things like food shopping, phone calls, school, spiritual activities, traveling, volunteering, right? Personal care, right? Going for your haircut. That's not all noted in here. And now if you think about those things, it takes more than 1.8 hours to take care of them. And depending on what day it is, right? So maybe it would be an hour and a half for you to do the food shopping on one particular day, right? But if you're taking, anyway, don't get me started, okay? So there's more to life than just this simple, American Time Use Survey study that was done. And now if I were to ask you, right, well, out of all of this thing, when you look at your mind and you got to do the kids' homework, right? And you got to go over the finances and all of this is on your brain. All right, which 20% of all of this do you pick out to make your life extraordinary and meaningful? Tell me, which part of it? Which part of this, where's the 20% of this? What are you going to cut out personal care? Are you going to cut out doing homework with the kids? Or whatever, meaningful thing you need to contribute to them? Are you going to cut out your spiritual activities? Let's talk. You see what I'm getting at here? So this is the problem. How it really feels when you're dealing with all those things is as follows. You got to stop at the Whole Foods. You got to prep for the next meeting. You got to meditate. Did you book the flights already? Because you're planning a trip, or maybe you got a business meeting. You're doing some volunteer work with the kids or with the church. You got personal care. You got to work with the kids on their homework. You got to leave at 7 a.m. tomorrow morning because you got to get to the office a little bit earlier. Oh, by the way, you do have to go over the finances. Oh, you got to make sure that such and such a bill is paid on time. You got to, figure out if you're grabbing dinner tonight, Who's picking up the kids? Oh, yeah, traffic, shucks. All right, I got to take, some other, maybe I got to take an Uber or maybe I got to take a train. What time is that meeting tomorrow? Now you got that on your mind. You got to sleep. Then you got to call so-and-so back. Then you got to take out the garbage. Then you got to pick up the mail. Then you got that doctor's appointment that you've been pushing off that you need to either schedule or make sure that you make or reschedule, depending. You got to spend time with the kids. You got to now spend time with the wife. You got to book the hotel. You got to order the Uber. Right, for so-and-so who's, maybe it's the kids over at so-and-so's house and you got to get the Uber to send them back. And you got to wake up. You got to make sure you grab that Starbucks. You got to make sure you figure out what you're working on today. You got to check email. This is what your life feels like. Now, again, where's the 20% in here? Tell me, where's the 20%? Out of all of this, tell me which 20%? Where's the 20%? You see what I'm saying? That bothers me. And I hope it bothers you too, that you have fallen for that myth of you just got to focus on the 20%. If you just focus on the 20%, 80% of the results. And all that stuff that I wrote a moment ago that you just saw, all of this is not even like probably a fraction of what's really on your mind. It's like 80,000 more things that are in here, right? Frightening. But meanwhile, you're supposed to figure out what 20% of all this is going to make your life work so magically well. So here's the solution that I would offer you to consider, okay? Break down your life in 5 kingdoms: faith, fellowship, finances, feelings or emotional well-being, and fitness in your physical environment. What am I talking about? See, if you take all those activities I just showed you a moment ago, you begin to put them where they belong. You begin to put, okay, your meditation task needs to be in a category of spirituality. Going to grab food is in the area of your physical well-being because it affects your physical body. Booking flights for your vacation, which affects your emotional well-being, goes into the emotional category. Making sure you leave by 7 o'clock tomorrow, scheduling yourself has to do with the physical world. Working with the kids on their homework is also a social and emotional and a bonding time. Personal care, right? Depending on how you have it, could be, an emotional well-being thing. You could also move that into the physical category. So again, all these tasks are broken into categories of faith, fellowship, finances, feelings, and fitness. So now, if we continue, going over your finances needs to be in a particular category. Finishing a project needs to be in a particular category of your finances. Sleep is in the fitness category. Let honey know I'll get the kids, right? That's in the fellowship category. Call so-and-so back, another fellowship category. Take out the garbage, doctor's appointment is in the fitness category. Making or grabbing dinner is also in the fitness category. It's a physical well-being issue, okay? Grabbing that Starbucks again, physical category. Booking the hotel again, emotional category, because it all comes, it's all part of that vacation package, right? Picking up the mail, scheduling your Uber pickup, checking the emails, right? Because this is perhaps related to your business. Waking up at a particular time, spending time with the wife. What are you working on today? Answering that question is creating your agenda. All those things are broken up into these 5 simple kingdoms. And as far as I'm concerned, breaking things up in the 5 kingdom model is greater than the 80-20 rule. Because if you have to cut something out, you now know what it impacts, how it impacts it, according to these 5 kingdoms of your life in your experience. So now, when we talk about using your calendar, your Outlook, your Google Calendar, right? When you're scheduling things, you're scheduling them using the 5 kingdom rule, right? Understanding like what area of your life is that task going to impact. And if that area of your life is like a key area right now, right? If you've got, your emotional well-being in check, maybe this isn't the season to book that hotel, right? So you just say, all right, I'm not going to be focusing on that. Or whatever it is that is in any of these categories. So anyway, in the videos to come, you will learn and understand how to now use those tools that I've mentioned the Google Calendar, the iCalendar, or the Outlook, or your physical calendar, to schedule yourself in a way that has the most meaning to you, and not just be a machine that's trying to follow some, industrial age principle of this known as the 80-20 rule. Again, nothing wrong with it. You just got to know what you're up against when you try to apply that rule to your life, as opposed to beginning with looking at your life from these 5 kingdoms. All right, guys, thanks for checking this out. I hope this has been of value to you. There is a PDF known as the 24-hour blueprint, which walks you through these rules, guides you through it with videos and how-tos and all that. So if you're interested in that, send me a message or use the link below and get access through our Facebook community and any other links that you see there that will get you to where you need to be. And I'll see you in the next video. So if you have any questions as well, leave them in the comment thread. I'd be more than glad and happy to answer them for you as well. Thanks a lot, guys, and I'll see you soon.